This is about the Grade Calculator app. So when it display, our program will have the look like this. So for example, that I want to create to grade calculation, I put the number 1, right? So the program asks me to put the assignment score. For example, I got 75. Then you ask me to enter the midterm score. So I get 66. And then the final score, for example, final score I get 88, like this. So then the program will show the result, this one to me, that assignment 75, midterm 66, and final 88. That means the average score will be 77.5, and the final grade will be the C. That means I get the final grade for C. And then if I want to assist the system when I complete for the grade calculation, I just put the number 2, and the program will ask me that, do you want to assist the system? For example, that I don't want, I just put no, right? So I go back to calculate and show the menu, and first of all I put the number 2 again, and if I want to assist, I just put yes. Then the program will stop like this. To create the Grade Calculator app, the first we will declare the variable that will be used in the program. So the first I will write this variable in the comment first to make more understand. So in here I will write grade calculator app. For example, like this. So to use the variable, we have the assignment, and this is about assignment for student. Assignment for student. And for the assignment, we will give 30%. And then we have the score about midterm, right? So I will write midterm. And here we have midterm exam, right? So in here we have midterm exam score. For midterm exam score, for example, I will give 30% for the full score. And then we have the final exam, right? So I write final exam, this, and after that this one we'll write final exam score, right? This one. For the final we give 60%. No, this one be, it's not 60%, but it's about 40, right? 40%. 40%. And after that we have the average score, right? So average and score, that is, this we use for average score. That is, for the average score, we will calculate from the assignment score and midterm score and final score. Then we have the grade line. We have the grade, and this grade is mean that we output the grade later, right? So mean output the later grade. For example, A, right? B, C, for example, like this. And then we have the OPT. OPT is mean option, right? So option for user to choose the kind of operation. Option for user to choose the kind of operation, like this. And then we also have the variable exit system, like this. So, and this one we use when exit the system. Exit the system when user finish grade calculation, right? Grade calculation. That is. So this is about the variable that we will use. But so after here we will use this variable. So to do that, we will declare double for assignment, and we have the midterm, and we have the final exam, and we also have average score. So after that, we will declare the integer of data type. Here we have the option, and we have EC system. This one we give the initial value for 1, and then we also have the string for grade level, because we use the letter, so we use this variable. So after that, we will use the while loop. So we write while, and in here we use true, like this, right? So inside the while loop, you create the program. So the first we have to show the user the information that they need. So the first we have to this one I will write perfect grade calculator. app like this, and here I also give this one, give this one in here like this. Then we will show the user for the menu. So we enter and we write our console dot write. So in here I say please enter the following number, and we have the number one, right? Number one, I will say great calculation. Great calculation like this. This means that when you enter the number one or you input the number, this means we do great calculation. And then also have the number two. For the number two, we exit. This means that when you finish the calculation, so you want to exit the system, so you just put number two. So that's about our menu for the user. So when we ask the user to input the number, so we have to declare the variable to get the value, right? So in that value we use for option, right? OPT, this one. So to do that, we are convert dot to in, and in here we use a console dot read line. We use this one. Console.readWrite, this means if you read the information from the console, but after that we change to be the integer, so use this one. So after that we have to separate the operation, or we have to separate that number one or is number two, right? So in that case we will use the switch. We use the switch. So in here we use OPT, right, inside in here, and then we have that is. So we have the case one, right, and then we break like this, and for the case number one we do for one. Case number one for great calculation, so you can say that great calculation like this. So here we go inside the number one, right? And we go to the case number two. Right. And then it should have a break like this. And then we go for the default. Right. Also have break. The first we write the prototype like this, and for the number two we talk about exit, right? So in here I can write a comment. This for that exit the system when user finish operation that is. And what is about the default we will use for to tell the user to put only the number 1 or number 2, right? So in this case we can say that tell user to input number 1 or 2 only, because sometimes the user will choose another number, right? So because they are wrong or they are mistake, so in the case they have to choose only the number 1 or number 2 in our program. So the next we will go to the detail. So detail in the number one we use about grade calculation, right? So we can write in here. So in here, the first we have to create the score, right? We have to calculate the assignment score. So I say I use as this one, assignment, this one, and then for example that I create the method assignment score. Assignment score. I write the method like this, right? And after that, I also create midterm score. So we use the variable midterm like this. So in here, I create the method midterm score to calculate the midterm score, right? Midterm score like this, and then I create the method final score, right? So I use the variable final, this one, and I create the method for final exam score like this. And after that, we have to calculate the average, right? We use the assignment score, the method assignment score, to calculate the detail for the score for assignment, and we use the midterm score, the method midterm score, to calculate the value of the score for the midterm, and we use the final exam score to calculate the value of the score for final exam. So after we have the final exam score and midterm exam score and assignment score, that when we have 3 of this value, we can calculate the average score, right? So to calculate the average score, I will write calculate average score like this, and I will write we use the variable avg like this one, and then to do that we have right, we have the assignment, right? Assignment variable multiply 0.3. Why not? Because the assuming that we give the assignment score, full score is 30%, right? So we can multiply 0.3. So after that, we plus for the midterm, right? Midterm. So is there we use the variable mid, right? This one. This one we also give the full score for 30%, right? So in this case, we multiply 0.3, and the last or the final exam. For the final exam, we use the variable final exam, this, and the final exam they give the full score for 30%, right? 30%, they give the full score for 40%. So in this case, we multiply 0.4 like this. So after this line, we could have the average score for this subject. So after that, we have to determine the grade, right? So I will write. So we just know the number, right? So we have to know that A or B or C like this. So the next we will determine grade. Determine grade. So in this case, I will use the variable grade, this one. Then we create the method for determine grade, this. And in here, we have to use the average score to compare that score which match which one, right? For example, you got the average score for 4, that means you match for the A, something like this. So I will write AVG, average score, like this. So when we get all of them, all for the grade, right, and the average score, then we just display the output to the console for the user. So to do that, I will write show the assignment that console dot write, and here I write assignment score, right? Let's say assignment score and assignment, that is one, and then we write for the midterm score, right? Console dot write say midterm score. Here we use the variable midterm, this one, and then the final score. So console write final exam score, and use the variable final exam. And after that, we will display the average score. So here I write console and average score. Use the AVG score, this one, and then we will write about the letter grade, right? So final grade. And this one I use for grade, right? Grade only, like this. So and then, for example, I want to enter new write. I can say console.write. New line, like this. So now we complete some of the program, but you see that we still have the red line underscore for the method, right? On the method, this one, the 3 methods, and right, the 4 methods. So that means we have to go to create the detail for the method assignment score, midterm score, final exam score, and determine grade. So now we go to create this one. So to do that, we will create the assignment score first. So we go in here, I create here static and double, and we say assignment score, like this. Okay, so in here, inside the assignment score, we will declare the variable assign score. For example, I say assign score, like this, and then we will ask the user, right, to put the assignment score. So to do that, I will write a console dot write, right? In here, you can write assignment score, right? Assignment score, like this. But this one we have to end this one, and we don't want it entered to the new line because we want it to display beside here, right? So when the user put the assignment score, you have to declare the variable to get the value, right? So we already declared that value for assign score. So I use that one, that assign score, this one, right? Assign score, and convert dot to double like this, and console dot read line this one like this. So after we get the value stored in the assign score, that we have to check that. We have to check that that value, what is the value, right? So the value for the score, it just start from 0 to 100 only, right? It's not. If you put 200, that means that is not, and this is not the value for the score. So that's not correct. So that's incorrect. So we have to check that. So to check that, we will use the if statement, right? So in here, the first I will say check assignment score to be check assignment score to be the number from 0 to 100 only. That means when the user put the score that is not the number between 0 and 100, you will tell the user to put again, right? So in that case, use if, right? So we say assign score is greater than or equal, right? Assign score, this one must be greater than or equal 0, and assign score must less than or equal 100, like this. So in the case like this, this means we will use console, right? We need to enter new line, so we just like this. But you should what you have to know that if you need the program to repeat, you have to use the while loop. That means if it's not correct, you can tell the user to put it again, right? So that we don't use if you just do like this, that program just do one time. So we need the program to do repeat or more time. You have to use while loop. So that means I will use while loop for this one. So in here, this, so I say true in here, and do this, and enter, right? So you see that this one, this means we need more, this one, like this. And so in here I can say that input is input assignment score. So when you say this input the assignment score, so in here you can say n, right? N and this one, right? So if you write this one in here and input assignment score. So go back to the if statement. The if statement, we check that the score, the assignment score is in the between 0 and 100. So in that case, it's okay, right? So when is okay, that means we have to exit the while loop. So I will use the break statement, because when we okay, we have to exit the while loop, but when it's not okay, we don't need to exit the while loop. We will use other method to tell the user to input again. So in that case, we say else, right? Else this one. So in here we say also to right, and in here we say that try again, and then in here we put that please enter the number from, we say please enter the number from 0 to 100 only, like this. So we show this message to the user, and then we need to enter a new line like this. So for this one, I say that n, right, and I want to comment this, I end this one, and for check assignment score to be the number from 0 to 100 only, you can put in here like this. So I just say like this. So after that, so in this one we see that we have the while loop, right? We use the while loop to repeat in the case that the user put the wrong number, and we use the if statement to break to exit the while loop when the input number is correct. So after we get the value for the assignment score, we have to return back. So this means that we have to return here, return what? Return the value for assign this one, assign school. So we return this one back. Okay, so now you see that when we go back to the main method, you see that the value here, assignment score, this one is no error, right? It's no error, but we still have the error for midterm score, final score, and determine grade method. So that means we have to create the method for midterm score, right? Midterm score. So to do that, I will create in here. So for the midterm score, also be the number. So it's static, and here you say midterm score, like this. Okay, so the midterm score is also be similar to the assignment score. So we just declare the variable for midterm open midterm score. For example, I use this one. And after that, we have to input, right? Input the midterm score. So input midterm score in here. But when we put the midterm score, we have the case that when they put the wrong number, right? Which means it's not in the between 0 and 100. In that case, we have to repeat the program again to ask the user to put the number again. So we can use the while loop. It's similar to the case that we create for assignment score. While loop. So after that, inside the while loop, we ask the user to input the midterm score. So I say console dot write this one, and in here we say midterm score. This one we don't need to enter a new line because we want the value to be beside the message. So after that, we have to declare the variable to get the value from the user. So we already declare the variable, so I use this one, right? Midterm score. So convert dot to double and console dot read like this. So after we get the value, we have to check the value to be the between 0 and 100. So we will write check midterm score to be check midterm score to be the number from 0 to 100 only. To that, we use the if statement. So if the value meet this one, this value must be greater than, right? Greater than or equal 0 and must less than or equal 100. Less than or equal 100. Otherwise, it's not correct. So when they put the correct, we have to exit, right? So before exit, we will enter a new line by using this one. I say new line, and to exit, we use the break to exit the while loop. But in the case that is not correct, we use the else statement to display the message to the user to input the value again. So we say like the similar console dot write. We say try again. This one, and then we say console dot write In here we say that please enter the number from 0 to 100 only. We say this message, and then in the new line use this message. Right. So then we had to end. In here we say and what? This one. And this one in here. Then in here we also have to end, right? This end is mean input midterm score, and input midterm score, like this one. So after the complete end, we have to return the value that we get from the user to send back to the main method, right? So use return this one, and we use the variable this one, right? Midterm score, this one. Okay. So now go back to the main method. We see that this one, the method midterm score, this will be no error. Okay. So now we complete for the method assignment score and midterm score. So the next we have to create a final exam score. So to do that, we will create a similar. So we go in here and we create static and double, and we say final exam score, like this. Enter. So the final exam score is also similar to the midterm or assignment score. So to do that, we declare the variable double that we say final exam score. For example, we use this one. So then we have to input, right? Input final score. So input final exam score, this one. But it's similar that we have to ask the user to put, but we had the case that the user put the wrong number, so we use the while loop to repeat the program, right? So we say while loop and true this here. So we ask the user to put console.write here. We say final exam score, final exam score, like this. We don't need to enter the new line. I delete this one. So after that, we had to declare the variable to get the value. We use the value here. We already final, this one, right? Convert dot to double, And in here we use console dot read line, this one like this. So after that, after we get the value, we have to check that the value must be in the between 0 and 100. So in here I say check, right? Check final score, final exam score to be the number from 0 to 100 only. To do that, we use if statement. Final score, this one must be greater than or equal 0 and final score must be less than, right? Less than or equal 100. This one. So after the input score is correct, we just in the new line and we see the while loop by using the statement if. In the case it's not correct, we use the else statement, right? So in here we'll tell the user that try again, console.write. Yeah, I say try again like this, and also we tell the user that please enter the number, please enter the number from 0 to 100 only, like this. And then we enter a new line. So in here I will comment this one and what this one, check this one, right? We end this. And the next, for this one, we end for input final exam score, right? And input final exam score, this. So you see that we haven't returned the value yet. So after we get the value from the user, we have to return to the main method. So in here is a return, and that value stored in the variable final exam score, right? So I say final, this one, final exam score, this one, right? Okay, so now it seems no error, and we go back to the main method. So you see that the method final exam score here is no error. Okay, so that means we are going to create a method for determine grade only, right? Because it's the has the error. So to do that, we go in here. I say static and string, because the grade is the letter, so the return value should be the string. So in here we say determine grade, right? Determine grade like this. But you see that we use, when you want to know the letter grade, you have to know the value, right? The average value. In here we know that now we already know the average score, so we use the average score to compare that which letter is matched, right? For example, A match for the value 4, right? Or 3 match the value for C. So in here we have the average score. So when we create the method, we should have this average score too. So I say average score, this one, like this. So after that we declare the string, right? For example, grade, this one, and then we will use the if statement to cut the grade level. For example, that I use if average score greater than or equal 98, then the value of the grade is A plus, like this. And after that, use else if average score greater than 90, then the grade equal A only, like this. And we'll do similar. So I will copy this one, to make easy look. I will enter a new line. The name be about 88. If the score greater than 88, it means you get a B plus. But when the score just greater than 80, that means you get only B, like this. And the next we have for 78. In 78 is when you get a C plus. And when you just get more than 70, that means you just get only C. And the next for 6, if you get the value more than 68, you get the D plus. And if you just get only for 60, greater than C, that means you get for D only, and else the grade, the value of the grade will be F, like this. Okay, so this is about the grade that we cut to be in the level. So after we get the grade when by using the value, by using the average score, then we have to return, right? Return the grade back to the main method. We use this one, grade this, return this one. So now we go back to the main method. The main method, and now you see that the method determine grade you have no error. So that means it after complete the case number 1, we are going to create for the case number 2, and we talk about exit the system when user finish the operation. So in this case, we have to ask the user that the user really want to exit or just for the mistake. So to do that, we have to show the message. So I say console.write, right? And in here, I will ask that, do you want to exit the system? Ask like this. And after that, we ask the user to put yes or no. So I say console.write, and in here I say yes or no. Like this. And when we ask the user to put yes or no, that means we have to declare the variable to get the value. So I declare the string because the user will put yes or no, which is the letter. So I use this one, and I say yes or no, this one, and console.read line, this one. And after you receive the value, you have to separate that between yes or no, which one, right? So I use the if statement to separate that. If yes or no is yes, that is. So when if yes, we have to break, you have to exit the system, right? And this is I choose this value. We change this value to be 0, like this. So when we say exit system, that means we want to exit the while loop that or cover all of the program, right? So to exit the while loop that or cover all of the program, it means that the while loop that outside the main method, outside the switch, right? So to do that, we write in here exit the system when user finish grade calculation. And here we have if this one and exit equal 0. To exit the value, we just use the break statement. So here I use break statement like this. So after that means we'll complete for the number 2, and for the number for the default case, we just tell the user to input the number, right? So I say console.write, right? In here we say try again, try again, try again this one, and after that we console.write, we say please put the number, please enter the number 1 or 2 only, like this. And then we might enter a new line, so I put this one, enter a new line. So this is our complete for our program, right? So let's check that what still missing or no. But in here we see that for the switch we say option for user to choose the kind of operation. So in the case that I would like to comment, copy this one and I say in here system right. I say n, that is say n, this and option for user to choose the kind of operation. And for this one, for the while loop, this while loop is mean that our app start from here. So I say app start like this. So this means the while loop in here we end for and for app start like this, breakdown here. So is the main. Okay, so now let's check that any error or nothing. We see that no error, right? So let's review again that for the score that is correct not, you see that for the assignment we give student for 30% for the score, so we have 0.3, and for the midterm score the full score is 30%, so it will be 0.3, and the final exam the full score is 40%, so it will be 0.4, so the total score will be 100%. So now let's run our program to check. Just Control F5 on the keyboard. So now you see that the result will be like this. So just open up to be greater. So it's a great calculator app. Please enter the following number. So number 1 for great calculation and number 2 for easy. So for example, I put the number 1. So it's a assignment score. For example, assignment score I get for 60%. And midterm score I get for 70%. Final score I get for 30%. Right. So you see that it replaced this one. You see this one. Assignment score 60, midterm score 7 and the final score for 30. So that means average score will be 50 and the final grade will be F, right? So for example, I put the number 1 again, and the assignment score, for example, I put the wrong number, right? Like this. So the program will ask me that try again, right? Please enter the number from 0 to 100 only. I 66, like this. And the midterm score, for example, I put 111. This. It also asks that try again, please enter the number from 0 to 100 only. So for example, I put 90, like this. And the next final score, for example, I put 333. So if you ask that to put only 0 to 100, so for example, I get for 75. So if I get the 75, it means that you need to get this one, right? So the first assignment 66, midterm 90, and final exam 75. That means my average score will be 76.8. That means I got only the final grade for C. So now I want to exceed, so I just put a number 2, like this. So the program will ask me to confirm that I want to exceed the system or not. For example, I don't want, I just put no, so we can continue. But I put the number 2 again, and I put yes. So this means the program will stop.